The captain immediately agreed to his request. He ordered the subordinate, "Bring him here." The subordinate responded seriously and loudly shouted, "Yes." A few minutes later, a man in a white shirt with blonde hair walked over. He spoke, "Captain, did you call for me? Did my dad call you?" Upon seeing Lu Feng, everyone moved a little closer. Indeed, Lu Feng's face looked like that of a lowly person. After going through various events, he still remained arrogant and rude. Shouting before anyone could speak, "My dad is the vice president of First Hospital, Lu Weinong." Unexpectedly, a hand gently tapped Lu Feng on the shoulder. He turned his head to look. Chen Bai placed his hand on Lu Feng's shoulder and quietly used his talent skill to transmit the zombie virus. In Chen Bai's eyes, purple magic flickered because he had just completed the action. He glanced at Lu Feng, pretending nothing had happened, and whispered, "I came to find you to pass on a message from someone." Lu Feng looked at Chen Bai, confused, and asked, "Who are you?" Chen Bai leaned closer to Lu Feng's ear and deliberately mentioned Su Xian. "Last night, Su Xian was lying in bed and told me, because you pushed her into a crowd of zombies, she wants to tell you that you should die." Hearing this, Lu Feng was shocked and suddenly shouted, "How do you know about this? She can't still be alive." Chen Bai deliberately stepped back, increasing the distance, and then shouted, "Everyone, step back. He's about to turn into a zombie." This topic was too sensitive, and everyone became alert, starting to aim their guns at Lu Feng. He began shouting angrily, "You're the zombie, don't joke with me." At that moment, the virus on Lu Feng's shoulder started mutating, and tentacles wrapped around his neck. He angrily charged toward Chen Bai, screaming like a madman, "You bastard, dare joke with me? Su Xian could never be with you." Lu Feng managed to say a few words, "with you," before the virus's tentacles enveloped his face, making a painful sound, "Ugh. Ugh." Lu Feng lunged directly at Chen Bai. His body began to mutate from the viral infection. His hands turned purple, and tentacles emerged from his eye sockets and arms. Lu Feng gripped his magical power tightly, and the virus energy began to glow. Chen Bai punched hard, his fist growing to a size 100 times larger than a normal fist. The punch swiped past the officer's face, scaring him so much he nearly wet his pants. However, the punch was still emitting thick smoke. Chen Bai thought, "Not bad, the power is much stronger than I expected." The virus tentacles gradually disappeared from his hand. He spat coffee stains onto half of the officer's face, leaving the officer frozen in place, not daring to move. Chen Bai then turned and left. He turned to Song Ziqiang and said, "Let's go, Boss Song, your performance is up to standard. I can have a few words with you when we get back." Song Ziqiang paused for a moment after hearing this. She then gently followed Chen Bai's pace, softly saying, "You can call me Ziqiang from now on, or you can call me sister." Chen Bai was taken aback and confusedly asked, "Oh, why?" The beautiful woman approached, took Chen Bai's hand, and gently said, "I think working with you is a good idea." Then she asked, "Is it too late to become yours now?" Chen Bai's performance had conquered this cold woman. Upon hearing this, he didn't know what to say. Our male lead is indeed very skilled. He then looked into the distance and said in a deep voice, "Then it all depends on your value and performance." A white expensive car sped down the road. It was Song Ziqiang's car. Inside the car, Xiang Er was the driver, next to him was Lu Li, and Song Ziqiang and Chen Bai were sitting in the back seat. She turned to him and said, "It just so happens that I'm inviting you to dinner at my place." Perhaps after a tough battle, Chen Bai coldly said a few words, "Don't disturb me before we get to your house." In contrast, Song Ziqiang was very warm and quickly replied, "Okay." Sitting in the car, Chen Bai put his hands in his pockets, giving himself some quiet time to think, "Let's see what rewards there are for defeating Rosen." At that moment, a notification board appeared before Chen Bai, displaying his inventory. Opening the inventory, there were actually 2 skill books. Looks like my luck is good. Then, another notification board appeared. Crazy bloodsucking actively increases all attributes by 3 points. Cooldown time, 10 minutes, all attributes. Reduced by 50% during the cooldown. Chen Bai's gaze was fixed on the notification screen, as if focusing hard. This is not worth it for me. The 2 books in the inventory appeared on the notification board. Passive effect of muscle increase, muscle mass. Greatly increases, endurance and strength double. After some thought, he felt it was not suitable. This is not good. Based on my experience, using this would turn me into a muscle monster, lacking flexibility for life. Then, Chen Bai squinted his eyes and looked at the system panel, carefully studying his strategy, although this doesn't help me. These 2 skill books are very valuable at the start of the trial, good for developing strength or winning others' favor. The system panel displayed another piece of data, 6 gold coins, 35 silver coins, 6 gold coins. Chen Bai looked outside and continued thinking, when it comes to building power, we should already be in the early stage, right? The reward for killing Rosen is exactly 6 gold coins, enough to set up a chat group. A notification board appeared. Do you confirm the creation of the chat group? At this moment, Chen Bai reached out and selected yes, spending 5 gold coins. Chen Bai calculated in his mind, I can use this chat group to gather people and help them prepare. The stages after the trial are very complicated. Establishing relationships in advance is crucial. The system panel continued to display, you are creating a chat group, code 001, please name it. Choosing cancel will automatically name the group. Chen Bai chose to cancel naming. The notification board reminded him, you have created the chat group number 001. At this point, the image of her Lois appeared in Chen Bai's mind. She was the woman he hated the most. Filled with anger, Chen Bai decided, her Lois, I will rebuild White Emperor City and turn it into a divine kingdom. You are my target. Chen Bai's gaze was filled with fury as he gritted his teeth and swore, I will make you my most loyal dog. 3 minutes later, at Song Ziqiang's villa. As expected of the wealthiest woman in Jiang City, it was both luxurious and spacious. Chen Bai sat on the sofa, crossing his legs, looking very elegant. Song Ziqiang was puzzled, and she touched her chin and asked Chen Bai, from what I heard, over 90% of people in the cosmic trial will turn into monsters, and firearms, and most electronic devices fail, is that right? Chen Bai put his hands together, speaking seriously and decisively, I can only tell you this, it's enough for you to handle and gain the upper hand. Song Ziqiang turned her head, giving him a light glare, and proudly suggested, no, not enough. Chen Bai, tell me directly, how can I become yours? Our male lead leaned against the chair, one hand resting on the table, speaking slowly, first is ability, I don't need useless people. Now the male lead clearly had the upper hand, and he continued, second is loyalty, like an absolutely loyal dog. It seems Song Ziqiang had been completely convinced by him. Although she still maintained a dominant attitude, she was still focused on how to become Chen Bai's person. Song Ziqiang squinted and said, loyalty? I can do that. She confidently stood in front of Chen Bai, excitedly stating, as for ability, I think I am fully qualified. Power, wealth, status, no one in Jiang City can match me. Chen Bai looked at her with a satisfied gaze and gently reminded her, the rules and values after the trial will change completely. Your current power, status, and wealth are worthless. They will only make you a more tempting slave. He then told her about the tragic ending of Song Ziqiang and her daughter in the trial. They were bound and hung in the air for auction, with many people below. Chen Bai told her, even if you're beautiful, wealthy, and high status, once the demon world arrives, you will have nothing. After hearing this, Song Ziqiang seriously asked, "What's the difference between becoming your loyal dog and becoming someone else's toy?" At this point, Chenbai no longer hid anything. He stared into her eyes and answered frankly, "One can exert strength in the arena, and the master won't restrict you out of fear, because I am always stronger than you, always above you." Song Ziqing was moved by Chenbai's words, excitedly waving her hand, flipping her hair, and saying, "I think if I hesitate any longer, I might miss this very important opportunity." Song Ziqing twisted her high heels, making a sound on the floor. Then, the woman whom countless men desired, knelt before Chenbai. Although she was much older than him, she respectfully said, "I am willing to offer everything to you, master." Chenbai had not expected to reach such a level. Our male lead silently maintained his aura and said to her in a very satisfied tone, "I must say, your reputation and status indeed provide a great spiritual value. It's really delightful." He extended his firm hand, gently stroking Song Ziqing's small chin. At this moment, he looked at this woman, known as the Queen of Jiang City, and sweetly said, "Let me see your charm again." Then he assigned a task, also. "I have a few things for you to do." Song Ziqing allowed him to do as he wished, obedient like a puppy. Lu Li's phone suddenly received a text, startling her. Coincidentally, Su Ning also received a new message. On Lu Li's phone screen, the message was from Group Chat 001. It turned out that the task Chenbai gave to Song Ziqing was to create this group chat. In the chat, Song Ziqing had sent two messages, "Su Ning, tell Lu Li to send me Chenbai's video and then send her home. She has been scared a lot these past few days and should rest. Also, get someone to push Chenbai's website to a prominent spot on the major forum, with the title for the pioneers, and the ID Pioneer by D." Su Ning read through Song Ziqing's instructions and thought for a few seconds, but did not respond. Su Ning immediately approached Lu Li and told her, "The general manager wants you to send me Chenbai's video, then I'll send her home to rest." Lu Li froze for a moment and asked, "Home? Is there nothing else I need to help with?" Su Ning replied, "The general manager said she has been through a lot these past days and needs to rest and recover her spirit." Lu Li, the beautiful girl, immediately stood up upon hearing this. She softly said, "Okay, although I almost died at the hands of a zombie today, it doesn't feel as intense as when I saw a funeral at home." Thinking of how Chenbai saved her, Lu Li felt deeply grateful, not knowing if deep inside, she had already accepted the possibility of dying at the hands of zombies, but Chenbai's power made her feel at ease. A while later, Song Ziqing's phone rang. The caller ID showed, "Daughter." Chenbai, seeing this, picked up the phone and was surprised, "Oh, it's Miss Song." Song Ziqing's daughter, Miss Song, was calling her mother on the road and said, "Hello, Mom, Su Ning said I should come back. Is there something going on?" Chenbai answered the phone casually, saying, "This is Chenbai." Miss Song, surprised, asked, "Chenbai? Why are you the one answering? Where is my mom?" He began to raise his voice, guiding Miss Song to return with a suggestive tone, "She's eating while working, no time to talk, let's talk when she gets back. This is important." Miss Song, hearing this, became a bit worried and replied, "Okay, I'll be back, but you haven't responded to my message." Before she could finish, Chenbai hung up the phone. Miss Song angrily clenched the phone, gritting her teeth, and cursed, "Chenbai is despicable, sooner or later, I'll make you kneel under my skirt." She was absolutely furious. The daughter had a headache because of Chenbai, while the mother became a possible slave under his spell. Chenbai arrogantly sat on the chair, stroking Song Ziqing's hair, and she obediently looked at him like a puppy, saying, Master, can you protect my daughter too?" Chenbai replied, "Her abilities are not enough, and her character has been spoiled." But he then leaned closer to her face and gently said, "If she works harder, I can make sure she won't turn into a monster during the trial." Song Ziqing was no longer the dignified queen, now she seemed no different from a young girl in her 20s. Feeling the man's touch, she blushed and said sweetly, "Thank you, master." At the secret hideout in the suburbs, Miss Song was sitting in the expensive car with her mother. After hearing everything, she asked her mother in confusion. "Mom, aren't you afraid of being deceived by Chen Bai? How can you believe such an unbelievable thing?" Song Ziqing crossed her arms and leaned back on her chair, seemingly not hearing the question. She instructed her daughter, "That's why I stopped you from going to find Chen Bai last night. Don't speak when you get out of the car, just look at him sincerely." Seeing her mother's seriousness, Miss Song had no choice but to agree. Standing in front of an abandoned building, screams echoed from inside. Su Ning brought Chen Bai here and said, "Chen Bai, I went to all the places in the city looking for signs of zombies and monsters, and in the end, I only found this place." Then, the skeleton continued to explain more clearly, "This place used to be an underground casino, but now both the casino and its gamblers have turned into zombies, around 160 of them. There's no sign of special zombies like Luo sang." Looking ahead, Chen Bai nodded gently. He stamped heavily on the ground and then supported his hands, thinking, "A zombie slaughterhouse? No. No, absolutely impossible, because this is a family hospital. Luo sang is very difficult to kill. But this is a remote place, so if anything happens, it's hard for people to remember and spread the word." After thinking for a while, he turned to the skeleton and asked, "Have you been to all the places where monsters and zombies are said to exist? But is this the only real one?" The skeleton honestly answered, "Yes, it is indeed the only one." Song Ziqiang and her daughter, Song Ku, had already arrived at their gathering spot, standing behind Chen Bai. At this time, Su Xian and Lu Li also arrived. After hearing the situation, Chen Bai did not rush to act. He analyzed. "It seems someone is collecting zombies. The place where they're being collected should be a zombie slaughterhouse. The army only dares to collect dozens of zombies, but this person has collected all the zombie monsters." Now, Chen Bai spoke with strong momentum. "Is it a curious warrior or the well-informed pathfinder? This is really exciting." Chen Bai gripped his right wrist, gently twisted it, activating his ability, and revealed a dangerous expression, saying, "Open the door." Upon receiving the order, two men stood on either side and opened the door. Chen Bai stood in the middle, ready to face what was coming. As soon as the door opened, hundreds of zombies rushed out, each with red eyes, filthy faces, and curled limbs. The two soldiers almost fainted in fear. At first, a dozen zombies pounced out, each jumping 10 meters high, ferocious and hungry. Despite the chaos, Chen Bai remained very calm. He locked onto one zombie, jumped up, and kicked it so hard that its body seemed to crack, sending it crashing into the wall. Su Xian's task was to pick up the phone and record. She was so scared that her face turned pale. Lu Li couldn't help but feel disgusted. She snorted, unable to suppress her feelings. Just a few minutes later, Chen Bai's hand was placed on a zombie's head. His hand emitted a purple flow, sucking the virus out of it. The system immediately displayed a notification. "Eliminate over 300 zombies. Congratulations on obtaining the title." Chen Bai was enveloped in purple magical energy, as if charging, gaining a large amount of energy. He stood on top of the zombies, achieving a glorious victory. The system panel appeared. System reminder, Zombie Hunter E level, all attributes +5, 5% increase in zombie kills. At this moment, the system displayed two new notifications. System reminder, 500 zombie viruses collected, can exchange virus points for zombie serum formula. Use in the zombie virus skill tree. Seeing this, a smile flashed in Chen Bai's eyes, and he said proudly, "Zombie virus serum formula? This is a good item. Even the evolved awakening talent will be troubled by the zombie virus." At this point, the system panel appeared. Would you like to activate the zombie virus serum formula? Chen Bai chose yes, spending 3